Hello, my name is Dr. Luke Helker, Assistant Professor of Percussion at Fort Hays State University. In this video, we're going to look at the Cymbal Excerpt that's part of this year's KMEA All-State audition. This excerpt is taken from the fourth movement of Tchaikovsky's Fourth Symphony and involves a whole variety of percussion. So let's get started. When selecting your cymbals, you want to consider a variety of factors from the pitch, the spectrum of overtones, and how the combination of those sounds are meant to interact or blend with the rest of the orchestra. This movement is on the faster side and I think quite bright, and so based on whatever you have at your school, try to find the sound that best matches those qualities. Once you've selected your cymbals, now comes the even thornier issue of how to interpret the rhythms and dampening. And it isn't always clear in the part alone when to dampen the sound and when to let it ring out. But there are ways to solve this problem. First would be to listen to some reference recordings. Having these several interpretations will help you determine a sort of consensus among professionals as to how to approach this. But even if that does give you the answer you're looking for, we can't only resort to recordings for instruction. There have to be other context clues. So the next thing I would do would be to play it through in several different ways to hear what these different interpretations sound like, devoid of any other instruments present. One interpretation would be to mute anytime there's a rest. I'm not a huge fan of this because the pitch changes a little when I bring the cymbal into my body to mute them. And when you consider how fast the excerpt is, then having two quarter notes next to each other versus quarter notes separated by a rest or two can create a lot of different variability, a lot of opportunities for sloppy or inconsistent playing. So I would recommend letting the cymbals ring out throughout and simply re-articulate with each note. The exceptions to this would be the 2/8 notes we see in the 10th and 12th bars of the excerpt. We do want these to be short because it matches the articulation of the orchestra. There is, however, one other 8th note in the 6th bar, but because it is immediately followed by a quarter note that should ring out, I think your best bet is to not mute that note and give the second beat a bit more of an accent to make it a little more prominent. I hope this video has helped clarify your understanding of this excerpt and how to prepare it for the audition. If you have any questions along the way, please don't hesitate to reach out. Thank you and happy practicing.